Alright, what's the word, y'all? What's the word, y'all? Peace, Cosmic Family. Peace, Cosmic Family. Me and the guys was just setting intentions before we started this video on hair, you know? Like, for real. You gotta set the intentions for y'all to be able to receive this message. Because it's a very profound message, really. It means a lot. People don't actually know what hair and shit mean.
What?
Like, but my baby gonna keep the peace and she gonna keep the sage lit. She also gonna be my backbone, my spinal cord, my kundalini energy in this ascension process. So, my beautiful guys.
I am the pretty guardian who fights for love and for justice.
My beautiful guys. That thing you see the water drops on the tip. Like, water is life. Water really does have spirit. Everything has spirit. Everything animates spirit, even your own hair. It's just the degree of spirit, but me and my baby. We got the McCurbers, you know, planted around the house. It was just one when I did that. We got our vision wall right here, set up by beautiful guys, you know. So ultimately, we manifesting. We are manifesting. We manifest each other, really, which I already know about that journey. About to slay this damn topic, right? So hair, you know, we say hair is just hair, and we don't really know what hair even mean, right? So first of all, to find out anything, we always gotta look at the etymology of the word, right? Got the crystals on, opal, black tourmaline. My goddess had wrapped these. Ashe, she also did this as well. She might create logos and she got a whole portfolio of that. So y'all need to check in for sure. Actually, why this looks so bright? I think that we just bright.
It's illuminated at night.
It's illuminated. I got the high vibration purple on. Got my malachite on, you know. So we about to start off with the etymology of the word hair, right? So first, when you Google this word, they say that it's any of the fine thread-like strands growing from the skin of humans, mammals, or some other animals type shit. And them some other animals, we can basically go ahead and say that those are like 6 ether motherfuckers or some shit like that. I probably shouldn't have even said that, but no, but basically it just tell you flat out that hair, you know, is, you know, skin of mammal. You know what the normal person would think about what hair is type shit. Well, when you dig deep into the word, right, and I think I should show y'all this piece too, because a lot of people need actual like evidence and shit like that. So I'm gonna give y'all this evidence on what they saying that hair really is. Like, watch this. All right, let me go ahead and highlight this for y'all too, just so y'all can see it. So basically, this word translates, right? Oh, they just said low power mode. All right, so basically, it translates to hard, right? And you know, we don't speak Dutch, we don't speak, you know, German. So the normal person would go and they'll find out what that means, but I already got it pulled up for y'all, right? Hard, right? Hard means a cold sea fog, right? A cold sea fog on the east coast of the England. What is that? A cold sea fog on the east coast of the east coast of the England or Scotland. A cold fog. Like, what does a cold fog even look like? For real, like. And it's crazy because when you type in hard, and it's crazy. This is even more confirmation. We didn't even see this before, but when you type in hard and go to images, it just gives you hair.
It do give you hair.
Like, look at this shit. Wow, that's crazy. Let me go back to this because we was doing our research on this before we even started the video, and it wasn't even like that. You go to hard meaning, right, and you go to images, it's gonna show you pictures of hair and shit like that. It's gonna show you hair, like this is hair right here, hair right here. You know, you can see hard right there, right? The skull. Shit, it basically means hair. Like you go to hard means hair. That's because that is a translation. But watch this though, right? So basically, in meteorology, hard or sea fret is a cold sea fog, right? So hard and sea fret can be both used in the same system or in the same sentence when you refer to something like, you know, sea fret or sea fog. You can say fret or you can say hard, right? So let me just show y'all that. Cold sea fret, right? In meteorology, what they say? Hard or sea fret, right? We know what hard is. That relates back to hair. So what does sea fret mean? I already got that pulled up for y'all, right? Thanks to my beautiful goddess, you know. Right, sea fret. It says to eat or gnaw into, right? To cause to suffer emotional strain. To pass time and fretting, right? This is what fret means. Like, don't motherfuckers gnaw at they hair, especially when they got weave on or when they actually have hair, because we don't have hair. Over here, it also says to be visibly anxious as well. To be constantly or visibly worried or anxious. It said that right there. To be constantly visibly worried or anxious. Like, think about that. Yeah, over here. This one side, this the other side. Like, y'all can look up these definitions by yourself. So it's like, the conclusion that me and my baby came up to was ultimately, I guess I'm gonna say it. So ultimately, hair means to be basically consciously, or to be basically constantly worried or anxious. Like we walking around calling this hair and shit like that. But we really basically calling it sea fret, or we calling it fret. We calling it something to be constantly worried or anxious about, like, especially when you point at the black community. Like, we wake up and motherfuckers in their hair, they worry about their hair, they want to get some weave, you know, they want to get a perm and shit. But guess what? When they get that, what are they doing constantly, all day, every day? They're gnawing at their hair. When they want to scratch their hair, they don't people do that shit. Like they pat it, scratch it, and do all type of shit to their hair, cause it's irritating the scalp. And that's what it say right here: to eat or gnaw into. You doing all that shit, right? You eating and you gnawing into your hair, and basically this is just what the etymology say about hair. But you know, carbonated motherfuckers, you know, we got amnesia and shit when we came down here, so we thinking that hair, you know, is actually something good and something that can just be played with, and gnawing your hair is what connects you to nature. And people don't even know, like, you can literally just look up the etymology.
Not just nature, but source.
But source. I mean, these are really spiritual antennas. Like, we don't even like calling this hair no more. Like, in other traditions and shit, they got so much honor and so much, you know, strength to their hair. Like, in other traditions, like them people that, like, wear that, you know, thing over their head. I forgot the name of them people. The things over their head and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, but
that's what Muslims wear.
Yeah, like maybe Muslims or
but they wear it to protect their crown.
Yeah, something like that. They wear that, but you know, the stuff that they have in their hair, like you'll never see an Indian or you'll never see a Chinese girl walking around with weave in their hair, because their culture actually understands what hair and shit actually meant. But I had something pulled up for y'all too, right? So basically, this is an article from the National Library of Medicine. Like, this is a real article. I'm finna show y'all this. That's how she is. I don't even want to flip the camera for real, because we can't even flip the camera like that. get some of this sage. Like, shit, I feel like we just spitting some fire right there. And that's shit that people don't even know. Right? Shit, hair even actually has like a meaning. Hair even has like certain ways you supposed to do it, right? And this is the article right here. Y'all can go search this up. Actually, I just put this article link up in the bio, you know, instead of adding y'all search it up so I can read it yourself. But oh shit, the National Hair Medicine, National Library or National Library of Medicine, right? And they speaking from hair to India to hair India, from hair in India to hair India, right? They got a whole section abstract. In all cultures, human hair and hairdo have been a powerful metaphor. So they already starting off and saying that hair is a powerful metaphor, right? Tracing back to the importance and significance of human hair to the dawn of civilization on the Indian subcontinent, we find all the Vedic gods are depicted as having uncut hair and mythological stories as well as legendary pictures. The same is true of the Hindu avatars. So they just said avatars. Like, we know that we were already the avatars. Shit, we know that everything started in Africa with black people. So when I'm reading this article, I'm reading it on the sense like, this is us. This is our culture originally. But we know that our culture and shit been stolen from us, been mistranslated, been hidden from us, and all type of shit, right? But basically, you will read all that, right? They talking about a little bit of the non-profit, but they basically say the same is true of the Hindu avatars and the epic heroes of the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, some shit like that, you know. Finally, there are a number of hair peculiarities in India pertinent to the creed and religious practices of Hindu, the Jain, and the Sikh. Right? They speaking about some shit right there, but that's not really important. They basically just telling you where they getting this information from, but they don't speak nothing about it in Africa. Well, they do say cultures and shit, but we know that all this shit, the fact that we can twist our hair.
And the hair cycle in which perpetual cycles of growth, regression, and resting.
See, the guy is just pointing out something hella. See, I didn't even see this when I first read it. She said the same principle manifests in the hair cycle, in which perpetual cycles of growth, regression, and resting underlie the growth and shedding of the hair, right? So we know that hair actually means worried or anxious, so we're not gonna call this hair, right? We're just gonna call this ether, you know? We're gonna call this shit ether, right? Because like really, what we doing is going back to preschool, because like when you ascending, it's like you gonna realize that everything was a fucking lie. Everything was, you know, and shit like this. Universe has been flipped. Like, I don't know if you want to call him Lucifer, Satan, fucking Enlil, or, you know, Inky. Shit, I don't know which one is which, but you get the point, right? Okay, so basically it's a whole bunch of reading and shit like that, but I'm just finna get ready to go to this table right here and explain to y'all what this shit means. So it's a table right here, right? Right? It say type of hairs. You know, you got unbound hair, tied hair, matted hair, plaited hair, parted hair, unshaved hair, partially or partially shaved head, fully shaved head. Like, you got this shit. And then you got the meanings right here. Like, one mean untamed senses for unbound hair. Right? So first of all, we just finna get ready to look at what unbound hair mean. Right, just getting y'all back into like culture and shit. Unbound hair, like what exactly is unbound hair? Like, I'm guessing that it's straight hair. Like, I'm not really sure what unbound hair mean, but up in other traditions and shit, they got their own meanings. Hair that is not kept within bounds. So basically, it's straight hair. Unbound hair refers to hair that is not kept within bounds. It can also refer to a long lock of hair, especially the long unbound hair of women, especially used in plural. unbound hair is associated with loose women. See, they even have a definition on what unbound hair stands for right here. Like, they just said some shit about loose women and having their hair unbound. But what does that also mean, though, if you go back to this table? Unbound hair means untamed senses type shit, right? And then it goes all the way down to tied hair, matted hair, plaited hair. You know, tied hair means tamed senses. My goddess, she got her tied right now, you know, meaning tame senses, because when you twist and shit, that's tame senses. Like, even in the video that I made before this, I was telling my baby that I felt different with my hair being, you know, unbound, with it being, you know, like this type shit, right? You got partially shaved head, which means part hermit, part household. Yeah, I know how some Chinese, Japanese people be having like that little one ponytail back here on some shit, but then the rest of their head and shit bald. Like, you know, it's metaphoric meanings behind that shit. They got fully shaved head, which means hermit. Y'all know how like the Buddhists and the motherfuckers meditating in the mountains and shit got like, they hair and shit is like hella shaved. Like, they got a bald ass head. That means hermit mode, right? And it goes on and on. Matted hair. Her dreads would technically be matted because they locks. Or, I'm sorry, not dreads. See, I be having to say shit like that because even dreads is like you know, you shouldn't call your hair dreadful, right? But nah, matted hair means absolutely controlled senses, right? So she got matted locks, you know, so she has absolutely controlled senses.
Not only that, but it's parted at the same time.
Yeah, it's parted as well. Parted hair, what to say? Parted hair means deflowered woman. Like, I can look at this table right here, and it's basically traditions on your hair. Or, see, I keep saying hair. I keep saying hair. See, we need to stop saying hair. We need to say something more like
ether.
Ether. Or what was that one word that you had said that they kind of use?
In Africa.
In Africa?
Ori.
Ori. Yeah, or you can use like Ori. But no, the tablet about to get ready to go dead. Like, but shit, it's still so much more to like really say about her. And even the fact on like how you're not necessarily supposed to like shave a child's hair until like a certain time, and you know how like you're not even supposed to shave your hair all the time. But they also said something in this article too about how the pulling of the hair on some shit like that was very disrespectful, and it was like very like dang, like that was almost like an unforgivable thing on some shit. But y'all can go through this article and read this shit. But that was also something they had too, like they didn't pull their hair. Like, even during the fight, like if you used to pull somebody's hair on some shit like that would be considered disrespectful, and you would have your hands and shit cut off for pulling, you know, a motherfucker ether type shit, because they understood what that actually meant and what your ether actually meant, what these spiritual antennas mean, right? Yeah, but y'all can go to that article and whatever like that. Y'all can also look at the fact that we got all these damn beauty supplies. You know, we got these beauty supplies. We got these beauty supplies, you know, giving you a false sense of beauty. You know, you got...
And I just looked up what Ori means. So Ori literally means head, referring to one's spiritual intuition and destiny. And down here, Ori is the Yoruba word used to describe the vessel that is able to process conscious thought.
Can I show the camera this real quick? Look at this, Ori. You can also say that this is your Ori, because really it is Ori. Like, look at this. And the goddess just pulled this up. Ori. Metaphysical concept, literally meaning head, refers to one's spiritual intuition and destiny. Like, we was just saying how these are your spiritual antennas and shit. These is what your Ori is what you use to connect to nature and all type of shit. Like, this is why we have to go back to preschool or go back to at least kindergarten type shit, because you know, they don't understand. But I consider this shit slave for real. Like,
you know how we just said something about I heard like something about emotion said in the infant description of Ori, consciousness is an integration of thoughts and emotions.
Consciousness is an integration of thoughts and emotions. Like, we can go deep, real deep with this shit. Like, we can make this motherfucker like a whole hour long, but you know, shit, we need like a better camera and shit. Like, we just using her tablet right now, it's gonna go dead. But yeah, so we gonna hop back on her and tell y'all a little bit more about this hair shit and about why it's not even used to do hair, and the fact why beauty supplies even exist. Why you got beauty supplies? You got more beauty supplies in the hood than you got Walgreens, or then you got stores that actually help, the people that's up in the hood. So it's like, I hope that this was informing as fuck to y'all, because stop calling this your hair. You're basically saying that you're anxious, or you're constantly anxious or worried. Like, we just broke down the etymology of this. Y'all go back and re-watch the video so y'all can understand what what this substance actually is that's on your head. It's Ori. So Ori, ether, same thing. So got me and the goddess right here. Got the crystals on, baby. Got opal, black tourmaline, and all these came together. All these spirits came together, because they are spirit. Crystals are spirit. They're beings. They're beings that actually live in these crystals. Everything is energy. Everything is vibration. The 7 laws of Kemet, or 7 hermetic laws of Kemet. Like the principle of vibration, the principle of correspondence, law of attract, more cause and effect. You gotta live by those principles, and there's no such thing as chance. Chance is just a name for law not recognized. So we're gonna keep on dissecting this shit and keep on coming to y'all, telling y'all this esoteric information, because ultimately that's what it is. It's esoteric, and people don't know this. Like, it's little words like you saying, "Oh, my hair is what's programming your reality." Like, it's little shit like that. But let me stop this video before I go dead. But you got anything else to say, baby?
Not.
Oh yeah.
I did want to tell you about my life journey, but like I said, the tablet is about to go dead. So I guess we could make another part to it.
We're gonna make a part 2. We're gonna make a part 2 where she explained her life journey, and wow, shit, she can probably even be doing my Ori and whatever like that, or redesigning my Ori so I can have some tame senses around this motherfucker. Because I literally just took it down like a day ago, and the day we took it down, she did a deep cleansing of the house. We took the rails off the bed, so a whole lot of new shit just happened on me just taking down my hair. And then she did her hair the previous day, or she did her Ori the previous day. So it's like, changes just happened, and us redoing our ether, redoing our Ori. We got different senses and different tame senses, and you feel differently. So think about you actually putting a weave or a wig on your goddamn head, or over it. You're covering it. You're covering your conscious, your senses. You thinking like everybody else. Ain't none of that shit even right for real. But we gonna stop this video, y'all. Ashe, and we gonna get at y'all with a part 2 of this mud too. Ashe.